Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. We are here to check in on the Canadians in the NBA. Off the top, we have Jevohn Shepherd here to break it all down. RJ Barrett. I mean, this is a guy, obviously we know the Knicks are still struggling, but he was struggling right up until New Year's Eve, right? 29 games played, 15 points, 5 rebounds, shooting just 32% from three and 40% overall. Since January 1st, he has played 13 games. He's scoring 22.5 points, 6.3 rebounds, now shooting 43% from three and 45% overall. Jevohn, what are you seeing behind this turnaround?
Well, to your point, the efficiency's gone up in the month of January, right? 45% from the floor, 43 from the three. He's really started to find his way and understand where his offense is going to come from within this system. And I think that's the biggest thing. RJ's always been a winner. He's always rose to the occasion, and his team has needed him. So that's been the biggest thing. He's also eligible for contract extension coming into fall. So the reality is, and I think it's the elephant in the room, the better he plays, that translates into dollar signs. So he's playing well, and he just has to continue to do that and continue to grow and continue to build. He's taken a lot of flack from the New York fans and from the New York base there in some of his up and down play. But as of January, that conversation needs to be his level of efficiency. Speaking
of efficiency, it's hard to find anyone more efficient than Brandon Clarke right now for the Memphis Grizzlies. He is shooting 67% from the field since November 1st. I mean, those lineups where he's at the 4, Jaren Jackson Jr. is at the 5 have been doing some serious damage. He had a bit of a sophomore slump, but what are you seeing this season from him that's leading to this productivity?
I think he's such a unique big. You look at how athletic he is, how much he plays above the rim, but I also like the fact that when he gets into those short pick and roll spots, he's one of those bigs that can stop and get your floater, right? So it's really hard to play him. When you have guys like Morant getting downhill, Baines and Jones, it makes it so much harder to guard, right? Because he's not just diving to the rim to dunk and play above the rim, but he can stop in the middle in that no man's land and make a play and float it up, like we say. So that's unique. It's a rare ability for a big, especially in the NBA, to have, both sides of that skill level there from touch and having that athletic and pairing the two. So I think it's the perfect marriage. And you look at the fact that, he's only playing about 18 minutes, but in pick and roll situations, he's giving you about 1.5 points per pick and roll possession. So that's huge. That's on the elite side. And I think he's just continuing to grow.
Yeah, the Grizzlies' depth has been a huge story this season, and he's obviously been a big part of that. Looking at some depth in Detroit, obviously they have the star rookie Cade Cunningham, but backing him up is Cory Joseph. I mean, this guy is low-key having a really solid season. Obviously, you look at the overall numbers, they're not going to jump at you, 8.4 points, 4 assists on the season, but I'm just going to highlight a few of the games that he's had of late. At Miami, 21.6 rebounds, 9 assists. Against the Jazz, 16 points, 4 assists. The Phoenix Suns, who went to the finals, 21.7 assists. Sacramento, he had 19 points, 9 assists. And let's not forget a game winner, a nice little pull-up in the mid-range. And then against Denver, we know how dangerous Denver can be, 18.6 assists. I mean, clearly, this is someone that has established himself as a veteran, is going to, teach everything he knows to Cade Cunningham. Just another guy that is just getting it done without maybe getting the attention.
Well, 10 years in the league, right? He clearly understood his assignment coming into this league here. And I think for him, he's the spark plug for this group. As you mentioned, a young Cade Cunningham, a young rebuilding Detroit group. And I think that's his role right now. Be the veteran, be the sounding board, but he's been a spark plug of late, right? And Coach Casey has mentioned that he loves the way he's playing. And I think we can't also forget that these are the dog days leading into the All-Star break, right? So the veteran guys rise to the occasion. They understand how to get through because a lot of those young guys hit a wall, right? You have so many young guys on that squad. He's a veteran. He has experience. He's been here a time or two.
Now, some would look at that depth and say, hey, that's a backup point guard. The Raptors have been struggling for a backup point guard. Is there, maybe a fit there? Is he someone
I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing here.
In general, is there, you look at the trade market right now, is he a guy that teams should be looking at?
I think he has high value in the trade market, right? Especially for teams that are trying to make not only a playoff push, but even a contender, right? Because one, he's a champion himself. So he has that pedigree. He can bring that prowess and understanding. And then again, we talk about that experience. Also a guy that, forget what he does on the court, he's not going to be a head case on your bench. He just understands how to be a professional. He is a consummate pro. I think that's always going to have value in this league. So for him, yeah, he's definitely going to have value. And I think he'll be in some whispers.
Hey, I would very much be here for Cory Joseph and Delano Banton vibes. That's for sure.
Jevohn, if you like Canadian basketball content like this, what do you need to do?
Subscribe to CBC Sports Like This.